Welcome to the Marble Sports Worldwide Podcast, where we discuss and analyze your favorite marble sports. From JMR Marble League to Algodo tournaments, we'll make sure you never miss the action. All marble sports, all the time, right here on the MSW Podcast.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Marble Sports Worldwide Podcast. My name is Brendan.
And I'm Commander Wolf.
And I don't have a super interesting story for you unless it comes to me in the next 5 seconds. So this is a great intro to actually bring out some announcements. There's a lot of things happening with me and Marble Sports Worldwide that I just need to point out. And so we're going to kind of rapid fire through them right here. Number one. NASMARB has begun, and if you didn't know, me and WAF both sponsored a car in the series. NASMARB can be found on the MSPN channel, or now called the Marbles Beyond channel, which that will be a discussion point today. I have a nice car. It won Best in Show in the design thing, which I really appreciate. I didn't think it was the best designed of all of them, but I thought it was very well designed, so I'm really happy about it. WAF had a really nice design too. Mine is the... Oh, what is mine? Just the MSW car?
It's the MSW car.
It's MSW car, and you can see MSWP in the front. WAF's is the Spitzer, and it has a little WAF Marble logo on the front because he's just a cool little old WAF. So you go and check that out on NASMARB. A few other things, though. First, this Friday. Yes, this Friday, which means the Friday already happened because you know how we get these episodes out. So think about 2 days ago, probably, because usually the episodes come out around Saturday, Sunday. Because stuff. All right, we're gonna not delve into that very much. But when you're listening to this, up is probably the first episode of the West Coast Marble Cross, which is being produced and covered here on the MSW channel, created by Dustin Martin, as I mentioned, but we are going to be doing the commentary and the production and the voiceovers and stuff like that. So it's going to be featuring on the channel, premiering Friday, and then up for you guys to watch. Likely, the events will come out once a month. And the events will be 2 videos of qualifiers on Friday and Saturday. Then the following week, we'll have 1 event video, the main event, which is the main race. And then, it'll be like a couple weeks or 1 week. And then the next series of 3 to 4 videos will come out. So you can follow along with that. Pick your favorite team. It's a nice, different way to do racing. 17's a 3, so it's a little bit different of a structure. So definitely check that out. And it's another way for me to get some more commentary experience, so I was really excited about the opportunity. So feel free to criticize me right on my own channel about how my commentary is so that I can perform better to make you guys more entertained. That being said, I'm also going to be taking on the commentary for the Racing Marbles channel. They're stemming from racingmarbles.net. I just secured the job. Luckily, it's paid. And I just want to point out at this point that this guy has about 100 subscribers. It's racingmarbles.net, right? 100 subscribers, right? All right. And Fubeka had 500K subs. 500K. That's a big difference. But this guy here is going to pay me more. All right? So that's just absolutely ridiculous. Fubeka was ripping me off, but that's not even important right now, even though I said it. But yeah, I'm going to be doing the commentary for that. So check out, I think it's just Racing Marbles. I forget the channel name. I think it's just that. So look it up. They're going to be doing content soon, and it looks really clean and really professional, which is why I even was interested in the first place. It's no Gels Marble Runs, but it's certainly for probably one of the most professional, probably more professional even than NASMARB, I'd say, as far as quality. So definitely going to be checking that out when... Hopefully you guys will check it out when it comes out. So I think that's all the announcements. Covered Racing Marbles, covered the stuff on this channel. Oh, one more thing. We're going to be doing top 10 videos here on the MSW channel as well. That's going to start soon. We have first one in the works being planned by the MSW official committee. with a lot of ideas bouncing around, likely going to be a top 10 regarding records in the Marble League. So a lot of new stuff ready to come out for MSW here. I'm really excited to share all these new videos for you, and I'm hoping that we continue to produce top 10s and different marble racing adventures in the future to accompany the podcast, which has been doing a lot better. Thank you guys for 310 subscribers. I really
thank you so much.
it.
We'd actually made the 300 mark last episode, but when we kind of forgot to mention it, but we do it really is incredible that we've made it to this milestone in just a little over a year now. So
yeah,
I am looking forward to how much we grow in the future.
I am ecstatic, you could say. And not only ecstatic that we hit 300, but that we continue to grow. That we didn't just hit 300 and dead end. No, we hit 300, then we got to 305, then we got to 310. And every subscriber you get on YouTube means the next subscriber is going to be that much easier. So I really appreciate that, guys. And the news with Johnny Marble, the specific news clips have been going up in views every week. So you guys have been loving those, and I love that you guys love those. And I'm hoping you're loving the new content we're going to be bringing. But the heart of this channel is the podcast, and again, I hope you are with us on the lives. You can check the lives out. They're always on Monday nights on the YouTube or in the Discord. So that covers all of that stuff right there. Also, send me emails, mswpodcast@gmail.com, and you can bother me with questions, comments, concerns, and we can read those all out on the podcast if you're so bold enough to write in. With that being said, guys, that's enough hearing from me and all the random announcements about this upcoming situation of whatever I just said. So let's just go to the news and hear Johnny Marble just continue to tell us how great the O-Rangers are doing this season.
Hello, Marble Sports fans! I am Johnny Marble, and as always, I am coming to you for MSW. Let's get right into it. Event 9 of Marble League 2020, the 5-meter sprint, was incredibly exciting with several close races and unexpected victories. In Heat 3, Smoggy from the Hazers beat the Marble League record set by the Yarble Yellers all the way back in 2015, only for it to be beaten again by C from the Oceanics in the semifinals. And in the finals, all of the marbles were incredibly close, but in the end, Minty Fresh from the Minty Maniac managed to take the gold over C by only 0.002 seconds, with Velocity from the Savage Speeders close behind in third. The next event, the Black Hole Funnel, was a simple event that tested endurance. The marbles became a blur as they moved ever closer to the exit, and after 2 runs, the Savage Speeders took first, followed by the Midnight Wisps in second, and the Crazy Cat's Eyes in third. And now we have some big news from MSPN. First is that they have renamed themselves to Marbles Beyond, as they have moved away from being a Marble News channel and felt that their old name no longer reflected their current content. As such, they shall be referred to as Marbles Beyond moving forward. Second is that NASMARB has finally made its debut, and it was well worth the wait. The races between the marbles were fast and intense, with the drivers showcasing their skills under pressure. There are even 2 cars sponsored by our very own Commander Wolf and Brendan. Splitzer is driving for Wolf Motorsports, and Quillo is driving for MSW. These 2 drivers actually faced off in the semifinals, and while Splitzer put up a good fight, Quillo's incredible reverse driving skills ultimately won them the race. Splitzer would then go on to win 5th, but a rivalry has definitely started to grow. The finals were incredible and intense, as a 3-year race broke out between Quillo, Prime, and Mozilla. Quillo tried to make a comeback after Prime was out in an early lead, but ultimately Prime took first, leaving Quillo to claim second and Mozilla to take third. NASMARB is off to a fantastic start, and we here at the MSW can't wait to see the next race. Well, hey guys, I've been Johnny Marble. This has been a long segment of the news. Let's take it back to Brendan and continue on with the podcast.
All right, everybody, welcome back from the news. When will I find something more creative to say to bring us back from the news? I don't know. It's episode 60, and I'm still doing the same thing. So, I don't even know if it's going to change. I don't know. But it might. So today, we don't have a guest on. Usually we have a guest now, and we were going to go with Hershey, the creator of the MSPN channel, now the Marbles Beyond channel. But we decided to put him off until episode 64 because he doesn't closely follow the events of the Marble League as he's very busy making his own Marble Sports content, which you should check out, by the way, on the Marbles Beyond or MSPN channel. I don't know if he changed the name quite yet, because he makes some really innovative Marble Sports. So we're going to talk about that YouTube live chat, the name change for MSPN. That's one of our topics for today, definitely. And so, yeah, you should check it out. But he doesn't really closely follow the Marble League, so we didn't want to have him sit there for half of an hour after we talked about his stuff to then just for me to yell about the Mini Maniacs and him be like, wait a minute, I don't know what you're saying. So, yeah, so we decided to push him off, but we couldn't get a guest in time for tonight, so it's just me and my favorite guest co-host, you could say, Mr. Waff. Mr. Waff, say hi to everybody for the first time.
I already said hi in the intro, but hello again to everybody. If you didn't know, I'm here. I'm here still.
Now, Waff, have you ever been on the show before?
Never been on the show before. I'm glad to start my podcasting career here.
I'm glad you've come to join us. Now, Waff, what did you think getting into the MSW show for the first episode today?
We shouldn't waste time. There's a lot to talk about. Like I got stop the bit there. I'm sorry.
Waff. I start doing something stupid. He's
this
like,
is a great bit and all.
We shouldn't waste time.
This is a great bit, and I want to continue it. But like, there's so much to discuss.
What he's saying
it's ridiculous.
This is great, but it sucks, and I want to talk about what we're actually supposed to talk about on the show. All right, good. I'm glad we got that out of the way.
What do you want? Should we start with Marble League, I guess? And then
first half? We'll start with Marble. Actually, yeah, let's start with Marble League. Well, I really vigorously said no and then changed my mind in half a second.
Immediately.
I was going to jump right into MSPN because NASMARB is new this week. But no, I think that just to do our listeners well, because most of our listeners are big JMR fans, we should definitely cover JMR and the events first. So, JMR and the events first. As we get ready to begin, Waff, why don't you start us off while I look up the JMR wiki and get the placements up just so I have a full factual situation going on here.
All right, well, first up, we have 5 meter sprint. I guess if we're going to continue doing the rating thing. 5 meter sprint, like, I think it's, like, this one in particular, for me, felt like a 9 out of 10. Like, just this one, because, like, it was such a great event, lots of records breaking. Yarble Yellers from the Fruit Circuit being mentioned. That's amazing.
That was so stupid, to be honest.
I love it. It's great.
Like, I like
it's fantastic.
I like it. I appreciate that they're trying to establish some sort of story that, like, oh, Marble League started for the first time in 2016, but it's really been going on forever. I don't know. Here's my thought on that.
It wasn't forever. Like the record was set. You know how like in past events when they debuted, like the officials would set a record to be broken. But this is much better for me. I like having a team in their canon set it. I think that's better.
But
I think
here's my problem with that, and it's gonna gets a little bit weird in this explanation. But bear with me like this. The way they say, okay, this team that actually has never been on screen in a Marble League or Olympics that was never actually shown on JMR, got this record in 2015, kind of gives off this impression like JMR is not the official beginning of the Marble League, but the Marble League's been going on for generations, and JMR is kind of just a media platform that just happened to televise or YouTubeavise the Marble League going from 2016 on. So it kind of gives this weird impression that the Marble League is not something created by JMR, but just videoed by JMR. And I know this is way too deep, but let's read the name of the podcast, all right? This is supposed to be like this, okay? But actually, I don't like that. I don't like the whole thing where like, oh, the Marble League's been going on before JMR even created it, because it isn't, and I think JMR should. I know it's kind of a very nitpicky thing, but JMR should in every way make it super clear that the Marble League is something that they came up with. They started in 2016. There was never a Marble League Olympics before 2016, and we shouldn't pretend like there was. So while I like the extra detail added and like, oh yay, Yarble Yellers or whatever it was, bad team name by the way, it was okay actually. It was like 6 out of 10, 4 out of 10, 5 out of 10 we'll give. I just think it kind of gives off the impression that the Marble League is something outside of JMR, and JMR is just the means by which we can watch it. I don't know if that makes any sense.
I don't know. Like I personally, I like it. I like the fact that like just like something like that. Like because I'm like the fact that like this record was there. I'm assuming means like they had a record for a while and they gave it to them. Like that's what I'm assuming. But like and I prefer that more than just like having a random record set by some like I think the officials or whatever like that they did in like 2017 and 18 or whatever. Like I don't know. Personally, this to me is a more fun, interesting way of doing it. Right. That's my assumption of what's going on there. I don't know. I like it. I thought it was hilarious. It made the event so much more entertaining to watch. And yeah, like I don't know. And they were very close races. They were incredibly close. Like oh my word! Like what was that one race? Like it was the race in. It was was it semifinals or was it the first set of the heat during the heats? It was like 1/1000th or something of a second.
Oh
like,
yeah, I remember that. I forget which race that was. I can actually try to get the official stats because I have them on each of the heats here usually. I'm gonna try to find
the Oceanics. I think like was one who won. Like was it between the Oceanics?
Can we just mention the Oceanics? They are.
Oh my gosh!
It. Oh yeah, it was not here. Well, there was by 100th of a section by 100th of a section. I'm still not saying it right. The 100th of a second, Oceanics beat the Bumblebees in Heat 2. And
yes.
Wait, okay. Sorry, I thought I was reading something wrong. And by like a 10th of a second, there was a very close race in Heat 2. You got Hazers taking the Marble Olympics record in Heat 3. Then you had the Oceanics resetting the Marble Olympics record in semifinal A. It was a ridiculous year for the 5-meter sprint, and the record was set by a team that is not supposed to really be good at 5-meter sprint. You would think Savage Speeders, who were able to pull a solid third place in the marble in the 5-meter sprint. But I mean, you look at Oceanics breaking the record and Mini Maniacs actually getting first place in the 5-meter sprint.
Looking at that, that was reminding. It was the final heat. The Mini Maniacs won the finals by only 2,000th of a second.
Yeah. Sorry, sorry, a little cough in there. Yeah, they did, and 5.993 to 5.995, by the way, for anyone wondering. But no, it was just crazy to me, and just how how are the Mini Maniacs doing that, right? I mean, like they've been in a Marble League before, but they usually were just so bad, and I don't know how they're. I mean, this is 5-meter sprint. This is the event for veterans, and they're coming out here getting first place. I mean, I will say the tactics were well. I mean, the tactic in 5-meter sprint. The tactic in 5-meter sprint is stay off the walls, and you even hear Greg Woods mention it this time, and appreciate that in this particular event, he actually brought this strategy up, brought the importance of the skill up, where he mentioned the bobbing back and forth, that lateral movement where you run into the walls. A lot of marbles do that, how that was detrimental to speed. I think that was the first time he actually mentioned that, and I really appreciate that. And I think that's a big deal when it comes to 5-meter sprint. The marbles that are going to win are going to be the ones that stay straight. And in this race, man, I mean, Savage Speeder is always straight, Raspberry Racer is always good, but the Oceanics and the Mini Maniacs, they continue to come out every week to play.
I mean, I think Brady's mentioned it before, but as our chat mentioned, like the Oceanics have won a medal in 5-meter sprint before. If I'm not mistaken, he said C. That's what I'm hearing. C won a medal in 5-meter sprint. Let's see here.
Lo and behold, C was the one who competed this.
Got a bronze in 2017.
And it was just smart playing by the coach to bring the C out for this particular race. You see his performance. See, get it? You get C. Sorry. Yeah. You see his performance in the past.
And in 2018, like they didn't have the normal. And in 2015, they didn't have the normal 5-meter dash. They had the 5-meter ice dash, but it's basically the same thing, almost just with ice. And C also won that one with the first place in that race. So
that's 2
C
medals in sprint-based events.
Yep.
Yeah, and well, what about the 2019 Marble League Olympics? Where was C? Did C participate in the 5-meter sprint?
2019, 5-meter sprint, it was C again, but they got 12th. So that was an outlier in their performances.
It was an outlier, and everyone has their off days. I mean, Savage Speeders, I have to say, this is an off year for the Savage Speeders. This is an off year for the Savage Speeders. They are sitting, I think I'd have to check the most recent event. Oh, goddamn, I don't have the Black Hole Funnel here up. They did well in that, I think. Give me one sec. Wait, let me copy this link. I just want to see their overall standings because I want to stay in this for a second. I'm not going to talk about the Black Hole Funnel yet.
Okay.
I just want to see where they all are overall here. Yeah, this is how we do it, guys, on the show. I look it up during the show. They're in 5th right now, okay? They're in 5th right, but normally they're not struggling to stay in the top 5. Remember last year they ended the top 5, and the years before they got 1st, 2nd. So this is an off year for the Savage Speeders, and this shows because they only really got 3rd in the 5-meter sprint, ousted by 2 teams that are usually, well, I mean, besides C, doing actually pretty well in sprint events. I mean, Oceanics usually are not a win-everything team, and Mini Maniacs are certainly never, except for this year, a win-gold team. So, I mean, in my opinion, the Savage Speeders' bronze medal in 5-meter sprint shows to me that they're having an off year. They're having an off year. So, I mean, I don't know. I think that they give still a very good shot for staying in top 5. They are in the top 5 currently and separated from the Raspberry Racers by a good chunk of points. But I think that, man, like they have the potential of dropping down to middle of the pack, even into the bottom half if they have a couple tough events coming up. Waff, thoughts on the Savage Speeders and their finishing?
I mean, like I like to. It's kind of funny how like their off performance is like the average for their best for other teams. So like I mean, like relatively speaking, they're not doing that bad. They're still doing really good. It's just that for them, this is just not. I think they're still very much in this. There's like they're nowhere close to out of it.
You think they're going to finish in the top 3 this year?
Top 3? I think it's a definite possibility for them.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's not. Listen, I think that they're going to be lucky and grateful to finish in the top 5 this year, and then they're going to go practice in the offseason. That's how I see it. Because, I mean, the Savage Speeders, it's just not the same as other years. They're not at the forefront like you usually see. And I think they're getting older. I mean, I do, but I would say we just have to keep an eye on them. I will say that the 5-meter sprint being a veteran event usually, sorry, just the throat tonight. For me, kind of shows that as much as I don't like the Mini Maniacs, and as much as I've been talking about, it's a fluke, it's not going to happen, trying to will the Mini Maniacs out of performance, I have to say that even though I'm not all of a sudden liking the Mini Maniacs, are not my favorite team, and I really hope they don't finish in the top 3, I have to give credit what credit is due. I do, and there is credit due in winning the 5-meter sprint. This is the defining event of the Marble League, in my opinion, and this is a great time to segue right into my rating. I didn't give my rating. Similar to Mr. Waff, for me, this event is a 9 out of 10. I almost want to give it a 10 out of 10, but I'm not going to. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. For me, it's a staple. It's a staple of the series. This is taking marbles and their skills and just putting it down to what marbles are made for, to roll fast, and to just straight rolling. No obstacles, no random hurdles, which are really just connect pieces that they have to run into. No relay, no water, no slalom, nothing. Just straight rolling down the hill. And this is where this pure skill event is usually where the veteran teams shine. You get Hazers a little bit, but more Raspberry Racers, O-Rangers, Oceanics, Mellow Yellow, who did terrible this one, but usually they're well. Midnight Wisps, not Rangers again, Savage Speeders, Crazy Cat's Eyes. Usually those teams shine in this event. All right, and they didn't. Mini Maniacs took it over. So I have to give credit where credit is due. And yeah, for me, this event is a 9 out of 10 because it is a staple of the Marble League. There's not much you could improve, but I feel like if they did maybe the racing in a little bit different fashion somehow, or just kind of made some alteration just to keep it pure speed, but to somehow like theme it a little bit better, like maybe change the course color just to make it themed. I mean, Team Galactic, why isn't that purple? Come on, you make $500,000 a year. You can't make the track purple? I don't know if that's true, by the way, but it's probably close. So yeah,
I don't know where you get that number from, but like I don't think that's true.
I think it is. I mean, they're at 1.2 mil subscribers right now. They are making upwards of $250,000 a year, $500,000 a year now. If you use socialblade.com YouTube, it's a possibility, and they're not making.
That's an estimate.
Yeah, I know, but you take the middle of that estimate, and you add the fact that they have merch deals and other deals and interviews and all that stuff because of the recent blow up last week tonight and the whole sponsorship and if you take and you can kind of estimate that too because they're donating $5,000 to a food bank per video. That's coming to about $80,000 over the course.
They're not doing it. That's the last week's night.
Oh, that's last week's night. Okay, then my bad. But still, like I think they are making a good amount. And then my point is not what they're making. My point is, I think that in the future, when we have teams that host the team, it would be just a nice touch to change maybe the theming and the color up of the event. Keep the event the same, but the theming different to better represent the hosting team because I
suppose
it's a little bit different here and there. Anyways,
I don't know. I'm just glad you're finally admitting that the Minty Maniacs are actually a good team.
And listen, I don't like to do it. I do not like the Mini Maniacs. I do not like Hubalino teams in the Marble League, and the Bumblebees are showing that they don't really belong there, by the way. Just saying. I know the Mini Maniacs are doing well, but let's not forget about the Bumblebees. They're not stinging very well this year, are they? No, they're not. Nope. They're in the middle of the pack, but still, they're not doing that well. But, I mean, man, it's not my thing. Not my thing to bring these Hubalino teams, But, hey, listen, they're doing what they're doing, all right? And maybe this is a fluke year, all right? If they come back next year and continue to do well, I think I'm really going to have to accept the Hubalino's place in Marble League, in Marble League history. I'm going to accept it. But, I mean, they're certainly proven it this year. And while I still hope they kind of don't finish in the top three, so I can always say, well, they didn't finish in the top three, they are performing this year. Okay? Okay, good.
Okay.
So let's jump to Waf. Do you want to start us off talking about the Black Hole Funnel? Woo!
Yeah, sure. So Black Hole Funnel, I guess I gotta, well, first of all, the event itself, like, there are moments, like, where, like, the teams, like, even, like, near the bottom, like, they do actually manage to swap positions, like, there are rare moments like that. For the most part, the end is pretty much decided the moment, like, the marbles on the outside have come into the center. And, like, and because of that, while it looks fast and chaotic, it's ultimately still, like, it's not really much of an event. Like, and so, I think if I had to...
Give a rating, Waff. I want to hear that negativity. Come on, be honest, man. Don't be nice, be honest.
4 out of 10.
4 out
honestly.
of 10. All right.
It's I love that it's a big boy funnel. I love that. Like that I love having incorporating some of that.
Someone write that down. I love that it's a big boy funnel. Waff, can you write that down for me?
All right.
We haven't had to write that down, Mr. Waff.
Yeah,
a little bit. So write that down for me, Mr. Waff.
But yeah.
I love that it's a big boy funnel, Dan. You don't have to write it down with the accent.
Yeah, how would I write it down with an accent, Brendan?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about half the time.
But yeah, like it's like
-10.
I feel like it's something that should be incorporated into another event, like not have it be its own event on its own. And so for me, it's a 4 out of 10. Like it's especially compared to like how incredible and like the 5-meter sprint was just a few days before it. It's very disappointing to see an event like the Black Hole Funnel, you know?
Yeah, 100% agreed. I hated it. I gave my first official thumbs down in a JMR video ever in my life, and I will not change it. this was a thumbs down for me. And I am someone who, as far as like YouTube watchers who remember to thumbs up or thumbs down a video, I am like the guy who like never does it. Even my favorite channels always forget to give a thumbs up or thumbs down because I'm just lazy or whatever. And I usually here and there will throw a thumbs up on the gel video when I really have a nice video. Most of the time I'll just forget. But most of the time I'm thinking thumbs up and I'm feeling thumbs up when watching their videos. Almost probably 99% of the time I'm feeling a big thumbs up when I'm watching a JMR video. But this is a thumbs down of all thumbs down. Let's put it this way, guys. Let's put it this way to put it in perspective. Because there's probably a few people out there who are like, okay, maybe the event's not the best, but it's not that bad. Let's put it this way. The only important part, the only exciting part about this event was the teams competing in it and the importance of the points that needed to be won. The only excitement I gleaned from this event was the fact that the Crazy Cat's Eyes got third place. And I could say, yes, Crazy Cat's Eyes doing well. Doing well, and I like that. Oh, they got points. That's the excitement.
Thing I remember seeing, like I don't know, like as I mentioned earlier, like there was one point where like near like the bottom of the funnel, like I think like it was between Mellow Yell and the Bumblebees, or the Bumblebees and the Midnight Wisps, where like they actually managed to like through bouncing around so much, managed to get like switch positions and like that was a good moment. Like I like that was great, but like that didn't happen very often, and if it did, it was hard to tell when there was so many. Yeah, like, it was near the end of the event, or near the end of the heat. Sorry.
Well, it was hard to tell. It was hard to really see what was going on, and that's my biggest thing. I didn't really get my rating yet. I'll get there. The other thing I was excited about was also see the Minty Maniacs finish in 16th, as you might imagine. But my point before I was given my number rating that I really wanted to make is if you took this event and you removed it from Marble League, you took away the teams, you took away the importance of the points, since we're in event 11 and we're getting into the Marble League, all right? This is important points. We took that away. You took away your favorite O-Rangers, all right? And you just put this event on a one-off video by Gel. This is a thumbs down for most people. Just think about it. I mean, some people still might like watching it, blah, 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 blah. But I guarantee you most people are not going to enjoy this event if you take away the vital aspect in the urgency of the event because of the teams needing to get points. So for me, this is a 1 out of 10. This is a 1 out of 10.
1 out of 10. Wow.
Absolutely. This is the worst thing I've ever seen on Gel's Marble One's channel. This is the worst thing. Worse than the surfing. Worse than the Hubalino maze race. I never want to see this again. Actually, like this. If this comes out next week, it's a thumbs down again. All right. Improvements. I mean, we could talk about improvements. I mean, even a 1 out of 10 can get to a 4 out of 10, right? Listen, I think there are amazing improvements you can make to this, and Waf, you can kind of cut in on me here if you have thoughts on what I'm about to say, but a big thing for me, the reason this was such a terrible event, in my opinion, is that all the important action happened mostly out of view, because all the really tough spinning where the marbles could have changed places and stuff was happening in that bottleneck funnel down where it was really hard to get the camera in to really see. You could, and even the marbles were spinning so fast that they were a blur and you couldn't really see what was happening, or it was just so far down the funnel that the camera just couldn't get in through all the marbles. And in the big wide part of the funnel where there could have been a lot of bouncing around and excitement between the teams, it was only short-lived. They got into the wide part of the funnel, and then like 5 seconds later, they were funneling down into that bottleneck, as Greg would call it, and it just took away the excitement. It was like this was an event where I was really just like, okay, what points are my teams gonna get? What points are my favorite teams going to come out of this with? I honestly could. I didn't skip to the end because it was not that long, but I could have just skipped to the end and looked at the scores.
Yeah, I found that point in the video. Like, it was between the Bumblebees and the Rangers, and going by frame, the Bumblebees did not swap positions; they were just above them. But because there was two Rangers below them, they're moving so fast, it's hard to tell. So it looks like there's more happening in there when it's not actually so. I don't think there's actually a whole lot of marbles swapping positions at all, if like during that event. It's like so it's basically again like the position really was pretty much decided the moment the outside marbles came in and like finally joined the fray. They came in at those angles, that was when it was basically decided.
Yeah, you're right. And as soon as they started funneling down, it was like a black hole. You know, there's no more touching.
I like the theming of it. I like the theming of it being a black hole. I do like that. But again, I think this should have been part of a separate, like not should have been its own event. It should have been part of another event. An obstacle course or several funnels.
Maybe. I mean, honestly, for me, it's just overall pretty boring to watch. And you're talking about a channel right now that has over 1 million views, subscribers. I mean, you're talking about a channel that is based on literal marbles rolling, over 100 million over 1 million in community. All right, you need, and I just feel like I'm expecting a little bit more. As far as event design goes. I mean, they put so much effort into every one of their videos, and it's clear, and I love their videos. I love every minute of it. I'm talking about it for an hour every week, but that was just a disappointment. To make it better, though, I mean, we talk about improvements. Clear funnel. You get a camera.
Clear funnel would be nice.
Underneath, kind of at the spout, and you can get a camera view on the outside there, and you can maybe see the marbles jostling around more. We would raise that up to about a 3 out of 10, because you'd still be the marbles in that very close enclosed space, very hard to see what's actually going on. I
imagine it'd be expensive. Like I imagine they found this funnel like as is. They didn't make the funnel, so I imagine trying to find a clear funnel would not be easy.
Yes, and here's the other change that would be really this would really shift this from a 1 out of 10 event to like a 6 out of 7 out of 10 event even. You need to make it so the funnel is built the way the funnel's made. There's more marble action on the outside of the funnel, on the big, easy to see part of the funnel, and not much marble action on the bottleneck part of the funnel. Because I think the big thing for me was you couldn't really see where the important stuff was happening. They kind of went around like 3 times and then dropped in the bottleneck, and the camera was just watching a very tough view on what's really going on. If you had the funnel so that it was not angled downward as much, and you maybe released the marbles from a farther away so they had more speed, you could probably get them to stay on the outside a lot longer, and that's where you could really see some really interesting plays, marbles hitting each other, teamwork, things like that. And even, kind of add to that, I would have loved to see maybe some sort of spinning propulsion system, some sort of spinner or something that maybe could have acted as a way to keep the marbles moving quickly on the outside and maybe make some collisions. One marble gets too close to the spinner, hits off of it, whacks into another marble. All of a sudden, we have some collisions and other teams forcing teams to go down into the funnel early because they lose their momentumums. So those are all ideas that could have really brought the event into a much more exciting and interesting light. What do you think, Waff?
I think something that could be cool is there's a theory that black holes also work kind of like wormholes. Basically, when you go in, you come out the other end to some other part in space. So maybe they could have done something like that. It's the transit, just again, like I said, being a part of a bigger course. They come in, they do something, they come into there eventually, then they go through the black hole with the light, at least make a light effect going in, it's being sucked in, and then they go through the wormhole, quote unquote, into the next part of the course. Or I feel like there was more creative ways to do it again than just that big funnel. We're just basically restating the same thing over and over again. So I think we said our points. There's not really much to analyze because there's no real skill. I guess don't being out at the far rim actually is a bad strategy. That's the one. You lose your momentum and then you just go sliding pretty much directly into the hole. So being at the very absolute outside rim is actually not the strategy you want to have. That's the one. That's the one thing that you can analyze from it, I guess. Other than that, there's nothing really more to say.
Well, actually, you did want to be on the outer rim because you wanted to get the highest time still.
Well, yes, but once you're on the outside rim, all the marbles that are on the outside rim, they slow down. It's because it's flatter there. They slow down a lot, and then they kind of shoot down into the middle. They don't stay outside.
Yeah,
they always lost a lot of positions in the end.
Yeah. I think that's an important thing to say. For me, it's just the lack of a spectator being able to really follow what's going on. That's the negative part for me, right? I mean, I don't know. 1 out of 10. 1 out of 10. And I think it could be improved, but honestly, I would like to see it never return, scrap it, and restart. Okay? That's what I want, really. And I mean, I don't have much more to say. I mean, all else I can really say is I'm happy the Savage Speeders got a gold. Can I say that? I'm happy the Midnight Wisps also did well, and I'm happy that the Crazy Cat's Eyes did well. And the Green Ducks also had a decent showing, and the Old Rangers did all right as well. And the Mini Maniacs did bad. So overall, the placements of the teams went in my favor. But I'm hard-pressed to analyze this event. I'm hard-pressed to analyze it. I mean, WAF gave a decent take on the strategy, needing to keep up the speed and things like that, and not be the first one to get stuck in the bottleneck, but blah, 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 blah. That's a valid strategy. It's a good point. But besides that, I can't even see what's going on most of the time. I can't give you any insight on what I think the Marbles should do. What I think the Marbles should do is boycott this event, and I would support that. I think JMR has a lot better options. I would have loved to see surfing retried. I would love to see rafting. Where's rafting? Where's Collision? Is Collision coming back? We have not seen Collision. It's event 11. Collision, rafting. What else? What else has not happened this year? All right. We know the Sand Rally 16, and we. I mean, these are.
Yeah, I mean, well, trust me. I've as a patron, I've had a little sneak peek of what's going to happen. Trust me, these next events, you can actually see some of them on the banner right now. These are going to be some really great events.
Is Collision coming back? I'm hoping.
Well, obvious. I don't have it on me right now, but I'm pretty sure Collision's going to come back. It's a staple.
Yeah, it is a staple, and I'm hoping that they bring back. I'm trying to see on the wiki here what events are coming up. All right, so 5-meter relay. Okay, that's a classic relay. It's a staple. High jump. Good to see high jump back. I talked about high jump and long jump many episodes today. I'm glad to see them.
And then Team
Aquathlon. Aquathlon.
Yeah, dude. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I can just I can tell from the name of it.
Well, I mean, this could be a really cool event, but we know there's no rafting. Because 15 it better be Collision, and then 16 I'm expecting to be the Sand Rally or the Space Rally to end it all. And what's CC at the end? Oh, closing ceremonies. Never mind.
Closing ceremonies.
So 14th event, they don't give any description on the wiki. It's just Aquathlon. You're just gonna have to wait and see. But yeah, this is exciting. This is exciting events coming up. And these are definitely
will be coming back again for the 4th race. Oh, by the way, they explain it. It's going to be 6 races. It's not going to be 12 races like I thought it was when we analyzed the opening.
Nice
so
try,
be thankful for that. It's not going to be 12 more races of Marbula.
Okay, that sounds fine. I like that. I can take 6 events because Marbula is not that bad, but it's also 12 is a little bit redundant there. So I'm fine with that. But anyway, so we are going to move to the trivia segment here in a second. And then after the trivia segment, we're going to come back and attack NASMARB and all the excitement along with that. But before that, I want to address one of our live chatters' couple of points. First off, he asked about Marbula E. In my opinion on Marbula E, Waff, you can pipe in on this after I speak about it. I think it's okay. I think it's good. I think it's the same as Marbula 1, so I literally have no more or less feelings on it than Marbula 1. So it is what it is. I think it's an interesting marble race, and I think it's well done, and it's professional looking, and I like the double commentary, which I think Greg is actually worse at the double commentary than he is at the single commentary. He's not really a co-commentator guy. He's more of a single guy. He weaves his own story throughout the show, and I've heard him hesitate a lot more in the double commentary, especially since you have a very different voice coming in the actual Marbula E commentator as opposed to Greg. But I think it can get repetitive. 12 races of that would be repetitive. 6 is okay, and I think that I think the Marble League for me is always a special place in my heart as opposed to just Marbula 1 or Sand Rally because they do get repetitive. And I think that if you want to make something like Marbula 1 or Sand Rally from being too repetitive. You really need to go outside the box and create all these crazy tracks with crazy things in them, but then it will just might get ridiculous. So there's just a lot of positives and negatives there, and I'm glad to see it be 6 races, but I wouldn't really be happy to see it like many more than that. So that's my thoughts on Marble E. Waff, do you want to cash in on that? Are you happy with what I said?
I mean, basically, you covered it. Marble E, like it's technically as good in terms of production value as Marble 1. It's just that like it doesn't have the teams that we're used to. It's like, and after while I enjoyed Marble 1, it got repetitive after a while, and so like I'm just kind of I'm glad that they got the partnership. I'm glad that they provided Formula E something to do during this quarantine and stuff, but I feel like this is not something I want to have back in the future. That's kind of like a one and done sort of thing.
Yeah. Kind of similar to the Craven Dome thing. Kind of one and done. We got it. Yeah. You partnered with a company and they happen to sell milk. All right, we got it. All right, let's just... I don't even have any other words besides just we got it. Okay, we got it. And it's fine. One time is fine. All right, the freshers, the grays of glory. I mean, whatever, man. I mean, I don't care about that. I actually don't care about grays of glory. I don't. So I mean, I liked it for it, but if it comes back and takes up 6 videos on Gel's channel, just like if Marble E comes back and takes up 12 videos on Gel's channel in the future, I'm just gonna be a little bit like, hey, man. All right. We get it, all right? We get it. You have sponsorship. We get it, okay? We get it. We understand. We like it. We enjoy it. We are glad the channel is flourishing, but I am here for Marble League. I am here for Savage Speeders. I'm here for O-Rangers. I'm here for Crazy Cat's Eyes. A lot of you are not, but I'm here for Crazy Cat's Eyes. Come on, all right?
Yeah.
Anyways, with that being said...
I think we've talked about Marble League as much as we can, because we have something big to talk about now, so let's move on to the trivia segment.
I would like to do that, but before you cue the music, I want to for just 30 seconds, cover the other thing the person said, just so everybody's clear, because some people continue to come into this late. So the guy mentioned something about Fubeca and thoughts on Fubeca and like, oh, why can't we like the channel even though they made a mistake, but their content's so good, blah blah blah. 2 things. First of all, go check out episode 56. Episode 56, I will reference that forever now, just like I reference episode 24 for Greg. Is that on the bingo board? Is that on the bingo board today? Greg, episode 24. We had him on episode 24. Kaysen, mark that down on the bingo board. Episode 24, Greg Woods was on. Go check it out. Put it down on the bingo board. A bingo board was discussed in 58, by the way, if you're wondering. 59, maybe? It was one of those 2 episodes. So put that down on the bingo board for tonight.
You can't put it on the bingo when you do it on purpose for bingo, dude.
Oh, it was a joke, bro. It was a joke. All right? It certainly can be marked down. The point... whatever. Anyway, the point is go check out episode 56. For the Fubeca stuff, the basis of it is, yes, I think that the quality of content is still decent, pretty good actually. But the problem is that the interfering with the track for me, and I think for a lot of more really inner community marble sports people, was like the icing on the cake after a cake of other issues. Fubeca has been known to kind of brashly speak back, kind of make up things, kind of not really address the public correctly on issues, kind of have a lot of questions have been raised about his content. For me, working with him closely, he was not always as attentive and very, respectful of the committee and his committee president, which is me, for a little bit. Back when I worked for him, I stepped down, by the way, for those who haven't figured that out yet. And when I was commentary, I was definitely, I don't really want to talk about money and things like that, but he was definitely not being fair or honest in that respect, as well as regards to what I should be earning and how that should be taken care of. I was doing a lot of work for not a lot of reciprocating, rewards. So, I mean, there's a lot of problems with Fubeca, little things that it's not necessarily his channel's bad. It's just that little things built up over time. And eventually it got to the point where I was like, listen, man, I mean, like, I just can't work. It's a little dishonest. And I'd rather maintain the respect of the community who really does care about marble sports and is not in it just for the money than please someone who's underpaying me for a bunch of work and not really listening to all my ideas to begin with. So, yeah. That's my thoughts on that. You can check out episode 56. Let's cue the trivia music. No jokes this time.
Yeah. I guess that's just my last piece of it. Like, I'd be willing to talk about whatever he does next, but because him interfering affected the results of this current competition's results will forever be tainted, and therefore you can't. And so therefore it's not really fun to watch a competition where the result is probably would have been different if he just didn't do anything.
That's true, yeah. This one race's interference could affect the outcome of the whole event. So that is also important too.
Okay, let's get out of here. In time for trivia.
All right, trivia. Cue the music. Let's do it.
Now it's time for the trivia segment. Come on now, let's go, go, go. Go, go, go.
All right, are we back on trivia? Is trivia here? Are we starting? Are we starting trivia? All right, the music's probably played. So, Waf, do you have a trivia question? Also, in the live chat on YouTube right now, if you have a trivia question, throw one down there, and we'll use it for tonight too.
Shoot, I just realized that I do not. You know what? I'll be right back. I think I can find one. Right back. I guess I mean just like.
Be right back. Means
I guess
I'm going to sit here for a second and look up a trivia question. Great. I'll actually go with mine first. Then, how about that?
That works.
Okay then. I'm going to pull mine up here. So I was just seeing some of our live chat comments, which is a great time to do during the trivia segment. What am I talking about? All right, let's do Akanon. Akanon wrote in a Trivia's segments saying, after this event, which individual marble currently has the most points in this Marble League? Ooh.
Which marble?
So which individual marble currently has the most points won in the Marble League 2020? That's a great question.
I guess for individual events, wouldn't it? I think it would.
Individual marble.
I think it's Wizzy. It's either Speedy or Wizzy.
I don't know.
Actually, I suppose. I can't remember which many Maniacs marbles have done the single events.
I think it's Minty Drizzle.
Minty Drizzle has shown up a lot. So I guess Minty Drizzle would be a good guess.
Yeah. I'd say Minty Drizzle or Kinowin or something. Because Savage Beaters have been lackluster this year. Should I check? Should I see what it is?
Yeah, go ahead and check.
Oh, it's Blue Eye from Crazy Cat's Eyes. Oh, I should know that. I love Blue Eye. I love the Crazy Cat's Eyes. But I didn't think they had the most total points. Good job, Blue Eye. I'm happy. I love the Crazy Cat's Eyes. They're crazy meow meows. And hashtag eye on the prize, right? Is that what the thing is? Anyway, Waf, your turn. That was a good question. Thank you, Akanon, for writing in. By the way, one more thing. This is a great time to say this. If you don't want to write me long questions or soliloquies about marble sports, using the MSW podcast at gmail.com is a great opportunity to write in and send trivia questions in to be used in upcoming episodes. So you can write those in as wow. And if you found like a weird creative way that you could send me the question and I could see the answer but not until the show, then you would just get extra bonus brownie points. So yeah, there you go. Or marble points. What am I talking about? Go ahead, Waff.
All right, so in 5-meter sprint, there weren't many sub 6 second times. How many teams were able to get a time under 6 seconds in a 5-meter sprint? And I guess for bonus points, which teams were the ones to get those sub 6 second times?
Oceanics and Hazers. 2. That's my guess.
Okay. And all right.
Is it just me who's answering this time?
I guess so. All right. So because this is my question I came up with. All right. Nice. So the answer there were 4 runs that actually were under 6 seconds, but only 3 teams that got them. Oceanics had 2 runs under 6 seconds. The Hazers had 1 in the heats, and then the Minty Maniacs in the finals.
Ah, okay. So 3 teams. The Oceanics doubled down on that one. Good job, Oceanics. I mean, honestly, I have to say, based on the performance of the Oceanics currently, I think it is time that we strip away hashtag Oceanics. Like, it does not apply anymore.
Yeah, probably.
Like, after their gold silver in 5-meter sprint, and gold in the previous event, right?
Yes.
I'm ready to rip off the Band-Aid of Oceanics and actually, for now, take it completely away. They have come back with a fury this year. They showed that they're not to be played around with. They're not a next Pinkies team. And honestly, if they perform well over the next few events, they are a team to be looking out for towards the end of the Marble League. If I can actually get a read on their current points in the standings, I will tell you. Let me get to these events here. Black Hole Funnel was the recent one. Oceanics are currently 10th with 88 points, but a good couple of events, and they could be all of a sudden playing with the top 6. So I'd say...
Yeah, but there's another water event coming up, so I mean, we got to see...
Aqualathon.
Yes, we'll see how that goes.
Listen, I think that for me, the Oceanics staying or rolling away. See what I did there? Ricochet. Depends on their performance in this water event for me. That's what it does. If they perform well in this aquathon or even decent, I'm going to be like, okay, let's take the Oceanics away. They may not win this Marble League, but they're showing that they're not to mess around with. If they don't, then I'd say, hey, are we falling back into old ways? So yeah, that's my opinion on that. To our live chat in the YouTube again, the music is not going to be heard in the live episode because it's added in post. So if you listen in post, you can hear Waff sing the trivia music, which goes like... I
suppose I could actually record my audio with OBS instead of what's it called? Instead of Audacity. That way I could have a recording, both my mic and the music player on my computer. I could play the intro. Oh shoot, that would make things so much easier.
No, wait, but I'm recording with OBS right now, so why don't I just do that?
Well, fair enough. Well, wait, are you recording your audio file with OBS?
Yeah, that's how the stream has all 3 of our audio files.
No, not the stream. I mean, like your separate audio file that because the stream version of the audio is not as good as our individual audio files. But like
my individual audio file is in Audacity. I don't think you can record individual. Were we talking about this during the episode, guys? This is an OBS tutorial.
OBS can record stuff as well as do streaming. So
yeah, but can it record? I might be able to. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I should be able to do that. We'll talk about that for next episode, guys. We're going to play that trivia music that comes through post. Thank you all for listening to our little OBS chat there. Sponsored by NASMARB. It's not sponsored by NASMARB. There you go. Let's go to the music for the end of the trivia.
That was the trivia segment. Now let's head back to the show. The show. Oh!
It played. So we are back here... with only about 10 minutes left, which is not really the time that I wanted to have left to talk about this next topic. Most of you will probably guess what it's going to be, but NASMARB, guys. NASMARB, the recent new novel series, new and novel mean the same thing, on MSPN, which is now called Marbles Beyond. So we're going to get into NASMARB, but first, let's talk about the name change, Waff. First, let me fix this camera on the Discord. So recently, MSPN changed their name from MSPN, which is Marble Sports Performance Network after ESPN, to Marbles Beyond, or Marble Beyond.
They did?
Do you have a current read on the name? What is Marbles Beyond?
Yes,
right?
So as a patron, this discussion came up. Basically, so the reason why the channel was called MSPN in the first place was because it was the Marble ESPN, and at first that's what MSPN did all the time. Like they would talk, like it was basically a news channel, like they do like the roundabout, the roundabout, like where they would talk with the Marble League teams. They would only do things like Marble Nation and stuff, but then they would kind of do some stuff with Marble Mayhem, which wasn't super innovative, but it was still fun. But then they started doing things like Marblades and M Games and now NASMARB, and like they're no longer a news channel, and the MSPN name no longer fits. And so, and like we all, like at least in the Patreon Lounge, we all kind of agree that this name, like, while I love it and I love the design of the logo and all that stuff, the name no longer fits what the channel represents and what the channel does. And because now it represents innovation in the marble sports world, and so
indeed
Flame Vapor actually came up with the name Marbles Beyond. We were just kind of brainstorming some names, and like that's the one we settled on, and so that's why the name change happened. It's not. It was for a very specific reason, because like MSPN, it's disingenuous to what it currently is, and so it was kind of necessary to move on.
Yeah, I agree with the decision. I love how. Well, I mean, I'm sure this was coincidental, but in the words they used to, I forget if Hershey was just saying this to me or was like saying in the Discord how he said in specific words, the name was changed because we're representing, our channel represents innovation in marble sports. I've used that phrase so many times to describe MSPN or Marbles Beyond now. Innovation in marble sports, pushing the boundaries. They said that in the thing. Pushing the boundaries of marble sports. I've said that so many times when in regards to MSPN or Marbles Beyond now, MB. But MB. Yeah, that's what they do. NASMARB. I mean, guys, go watch it, man. I mean,
oh my gosh, yes, it's incredible.
It's amazing. It's incredible. We will get into it more in just a second, but it's incredible. I mean, Marblades was great. I mean, the Algodo stuff is okay. It's not that great, to be honest, but
I love it. But like, I understand that it's not innovative.
It's not just, for everybody. It's Algodo, and it was at least decently done, but it's not my favorite thing. M Games was okay, but it was never finished.
It's still going. It's still going to be finished. It's just that like it doesn't have the same. It's just like it's not. I think it's more costly than It's more. There's more like with NASMARB, like it's like that cars race on tracks. You got to design a track, sure, but like for the most part, it's the same pieces. NASMARB, or M Games, it's a lot of different events, and like it's complicated. Also, he's not as invested as compared to NASMARB. So that's why it's taken so long. It's harder to make. There's still some planning going on. There have been several issues that have happened over the past few months with it, and ultimately also he is more invested in the idea of NASMARB than M Games. That's so M Game. Like it was people wondering, M Games is coming back. It will happen. It will be finished, but like for now, I think NASMARB is going to be taking priority.
Yeah, I understand that, but I don't know. I could just see you in MarbleCon 2025, right? Coming up on the stage and be like, hey guys, just a quick announcement, M Games, yeah, I know it's 2025 now. Yeah, Event 4 is coming, all right? It's going to be finished, all right? It's just delayed, all right? It's coming. 2025, MarbleCon. Wait for that announcement. I bet you it's happening. Said by Mr. Waff. And Ricochet? But anyways, no. For me, NASMARB has a huge soft spot in my heart because not only do I love marble sports, as you guys might have figured out already, I also like Hot Wheels racing. I am the current commentator for the Races and Fun channel. We'll look it up on YouTube. They need to change the name. We're working on it. And they do Hot Wheels racing, and doing commentary for that channel has really enthralled me in the excitement of car racing, where the interesting thing about car racing, also sometimes the limiting factor, is that the cars kind of are a little bit more unstable when they race. You know, they can flip over and they can go backwards and just still race, and they can do a whole bunch of things that you won't see in marble sports, since marbles are just symmetrical in every direction. There's probably a word for that. I don't know the word for symmetrical. Wait, I'm going to look that up. Symmetrical in every direction. Symmetrical in every direction. Word. Google.
This is what you come here for, the Google podcast.
The most. Okay. Wait, let me look it up better. What does it mean to be symmetrical in every direction?
This is what we're doing right now? Okay.
This is called, point symmetry definition. Point symmetry is when every part has a matching part the same distance. Okay, so as point symmetry, I guess, because like everything on the sphere is, I think it's point symmetry, or like rotational symmetry, or origin symmetry, something like that. You guys figure it out on your own time. I give you a little bit of the Google kickstart there. But like, marbles have that symmetry type, so they're not going to really flip over, and they're not like going back. There's no backwards and forwards to the rolling, as opposed to cars which have that whole aspect to them. But the thing about NASMARB that is so incredible is that it legitimately does an amazing job putting the marbles in the car and designing the cars and bottoms of the cars so that the marbles are really touching the ground at all times and being the ones that control the direction of the car. And because of that, you kind of have a perfect combination. And the marbles, if you look into the car while they're racing, they look like the drivers. They are rolling along with the car. They are moving with the car. They are causing the car to take certain directions. And it really is it's just a beautiful design. And it's executed great. I mean, they do push the boundaries of marble sports. Well, if you want to talk about what you like about NASMARB.
Yeah, NASMARB, it's incredible. Like, I recently got into diecast racing from 3D Bot Maker just about a month and a half ago or something like that. Binge watched all of their videos and
should watch Races and Fun. I do the comments.
Yeah, I've been meaning to watch Races and Fun as well. But so finally to see NASMARB, I came in both as a Marble fan and a diecast fan. So that was it was great to see the two things combined together. And of course, being someone who has who's sponsored a car and has my favorite marble from my favorite my team that I coach, like the telescope is like there's so many things that that make it personally fun for me, that I know that maybe makes it more special to me than compared to a normal person would but it's so cool to be able to have a car that represents something that you and a marble that you picked and stuff like that, and from a team you love and stuff like that, just to race down. It's to see you race against other people in the community. It's a really cool system that it's just so enjoyable. I really like it. This is just the start of it. It's right now it's just downhill racing, but in the future, it's going to be more innovative and stuff like that. And if you listen to the episode, I'm also the first Grand Marshal in the video. I get to do the very famous line. Wow, what a title! It was, oh my gosh, the concept of it, the execution of it, and my own personal stake in it, it makes NASMARB incredibly fun and entertaining. And I love it. I don't know. There's not if I haven't convinced you, just go watch it. It's a long video, but watch the qualifiers first. That gives you a little bit of a taste of it. Then you see the marbles competing in the really long but entertaining video, and I think you'll be sold on it.
Yeah, Waff, you're getting a little choked up there. Yeah, and I wish Hershey was here to talk with us tonight. We put him off a couple episodes, like we had explained at the beginning. But yeah, it's a great. It's man, I don't know what to say. I mean, obviously. I just wanted to ask how the designs on the cars were so good. I don't even know how he did that, and yeah, because every car is designed uniquely and has branding on it by people who sponsored it, which is it's a great touch. And so because of that, you kind of can easily identify with your favorite car, your favorite racer in the tournament, which is a lot of things even 3D Bot Maker and Races and Fun don't do, where the cars are not customized like that.
Well, 3D Bot Maker has the King of the Mountain, which does customize and modified cars, but
Woff's always got a way to tell me I'm wrong. No, but I understood. But no, I'm just saying it's a great touch, the customization. I love the design of the MSW car. It's MSW. White, gold, and black. What can you do? But it's just so well done. A very clear picture that the person who made this has an artistic touch, a creative touch, an innovative touch. Engineering and art all coming together into a beautiful event. And to be honest, this is something I want to see continue. And here's how I like to put it. First video was 33 minutes long, and I'm ADD. All right, I'm all ADD of those ADD. Right. I mean, all of those three letters apply to me, right? And usually I can't get through a 33-minute video, even if it's the coolest video ever. I sat and watched every second of that video. It was that good. I was just I went into it. I was just enthralled by the excitement of the races. The cars would take a different path every time. They'd flip each other over. There'd be failed races because cars would literally smash each other off the track, and that kind of chaos is what really brought this event together to me. It wasn't just a 5-meter sprint type thing. It wasn't just a Marbula 1. It was different, and it was and then actually, I love Marblades, but unlike Marblades, it actually really, really got the marbles involved in controlling the machines they were on, and that's the beautiful thing about NASMARB for me.
Yes. So we talked about the concept of NASMARB. Let's talk about the first race here. So that was incredible. Like the standout ones for us, like obviously there was the Wolf's Bowling Alley versus the MSW car in the semifinals. That it was like Quillo specifically in the number 9 like was such an incredible driver. Like whenever they got backwards, they were like Toe Mater. They just just zooming down the track.
You had no idea the literal ecstasy, not even happiness. We're talking ecstasy when like Quillo, who is my driver by the way in the MSWP car. Thank you. No need to clap. No need to applause. Okay, we understand. Quillo's doing a good job. It was just great to me when there would be the Quillo thrived at false starts. There would be a bad start. He would be last out of the gate by 3 seconds, but all of a sudden he'd turn on the speed, he'd end up backwards, and he would just shoot right through the middle at the end. I thought Quillo lost it 3 different times, and he just came back and took it. And also, you notice, at least in this particular race, Quillo or the MSW car's ability to kind of thread the needle at the end when there was trouble, because a lot of times in races there were cars that were kind of slow out of the start or got slow at the end, more slow at the end, where they would kind of end up on the sides or be flipped over, and Quillo would always be able to weave through them and get to the end or put on the burst of speed in the last straight. And that is exciting, not only because it's my car and it's winning, but also because it shows that the way the tracks are built, the way the marbles are, the way the cars are built, this event is made for comeback victories. It's not going to be the first car who's in first out of the gate is always going to win every time. And that's not always the case when you have car races that with Hot Wheels and things like that. So the attention to track design that it does that there are chances for comebacks, and cars who have even tough starts at the beginning are literally able to come back and win by a literal landslide. That's just the positive for me. It literally can go anybody's way. I was like more than surprised when Quillo took victories there that he should never have taken had the track not been as creatively designed and just straight or not, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I know
what I'm saying. I just lost the words.
It was it was incredible seeing like there were times in the race between Wolf Motorsports and MSW specifically where Spitzer was upside down and it felt like Quillo would knock into him and push Spitzer down the track, but he managed to push past on the side. It was very close.
Good job, Quillo.
But then they went Spitzer went on to get the 5th place, by the way, in the semifinals. But another really incredible racer was Ocho. Ocho's car was by Mozilla, if I'm not mistaken. Mozilla is the one who drives the number 8 car.
I thought Mozilla was Sucho.
You're probably right.
The one that finished 3rd, correct?
Prime drives Ocho. Thank you, Hershey. Hershey managed to join the live chat, so at least he can talk.
Oh, so Hershey heard all our praise. What's up, Hersh? What's up, man? Come on, man.
Prime was incredible. Actually, it was very close. It was very, very close at certain points. For quite a bit there, I actually thought that Prime wasn't gonna make it. But they managed to make it through, and they came out and they won it. It was really impressive. I'm very impressed.
Yeah. Overall, the event that's an easy 8 out of 10 for me. As far as the event goes, I think as far as improvements and new ideas, we're going to save that for episode 64 with Hershey, especially since we are out of time for today. Definitely.
Oh, shoot, yeah, I think we are.
And a little suggestion from our live chat. What was the best comeback in a marble race? That is a great question. That is a question I don't have an answer for right now. And that is likely, expect that to be one of our future top 10 videos, as we mentioned, we'll be doing on the channel. So that idea has been bouncing around my head. And hopefully, if we really look through all the previous marble leagues and we can find the best comebacks.
The best comeback.
Put that together in a nice top 10 for you guys, which is
in the future. In a marble race, does a marble coming from behind?
Yeah. I mean, I don't really have a good thought in that. I feel like there's examples of it, but I'd have to look back at a lot of the races.
I used to remember one really great example, but I can't remember where it was. It's been so long.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe we'll find that great comeback in NASMARB. Hey,
maybe we will. Maybe we will, and I'm really excited.
I mean, Tennis and Quillo coming from behind as much as they did,
they come from behind so much. They be coming from behind like every race. They literally thrived when they were behind. That's what I'm saying, man. Quillo representing. By the way, I think Kilo sounds better, but that's just my opinion. My opinion's dumb. Because I always think QU and I think a K sound for some stupid reason. But Quillo, you're doing me proud. You're doing MSW proud, and that's exactly what I want to be seeing from that. So. Overall, happy. I forgot to name. Did I forgot to name the stream? I just realized it just says Marble Sports Worldwide Live Stream.
It's fine.
So,
it's fine.
Yeah, usually I like to give a little creative title there, like NASMARB, right? But I did not. So sorry to those who like the creative titles on the live stream, and that is not really pertinent to the people who are listening to the recording. So I think before I ramble on any longer, Waf, you should take us away with the outro.
I think you're right. Well, thank you so much, everybody. It was quite surprisingly, we managed to actually cover everything in a. I think it's because of how black hole funnel being so hard to really analyze that we had enough time to cover everything. I honestly expected this to be like an hour and a half long episode, like the old days.
Yeah. Hey, I remember old days episodes like. We'd be trying to cut them off, and I'm like, oh, but what about this though?
Oh yeah, but what about this?
I'll be like, oh my god. But hey guys, listen. Most people who have tried the Marble Sports podcast thing, they're not even able to be going near an hour. So I mean, if you really want deep marble talk and just forever marbles, man, this is where you want to be. All right, this is where it is. We do this every week, even in the quiet times, and we will always be here bringing you the happiest times of Marble Sports. So thank you. Indeed. Thank you for 300 subs again. I'm gonna thank you guys.
Yes, thank you so much.
300 is more than 200 is more than 100. And hey, when we hit 1,000, we're gonna throw a big party, maybe have a MarbleCon 2022, which is not gonna happen.
Having our own little convention.
A little convention about the podcast. Anyway, wrap it up.
All right, roll on, Marble Sports fans.